Hey team, good morning. This is a serious video. So I need you guys to just be open to what I have to say and just truly listen, um, and not be forming opinions about what you think I might mean. If you really want clarification, by all means, please ask me. So first of all, I love what I do. I love so much. I love having a team, but it's tough. There's almost 400 of us on the team now, and I feel the weight of that, if you so will. I feel the responsibilities, maybe a better word, of making sure everyone has the training they need, that everyone is, given ideas and given correct advice, and leaders are feeling, that they're truly leaders and that they're part of, helping out with the team. And there's a lot of responsibility that I feel, and I know the leaders on my team feel. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just want you guys to understand that with that responsibility means that we are continually improving ourselves. So for me, that's a lot of self-development. Books. I read a lot of books, like how to train network marketing leaders, self-development books, and like the thing I went to in Vegas, that was really a huge self-development event. So I work on that for myself so that I can help you guys, and I know that my leaders are all working on that too. So what I need you guys to understand is that we're sometimes in a tough position. Let's think about this scenario for a minute. We have we have Janet. I don't think we have any Janets on my team, so nobody will think I'm talking about them. So if I have Janet come to me and say, hey, my party is sucking, I'm going to give her some advice. I'm going to ask what she's doing, and I'm going to help give her advice so that her party isn't sucking. Give her some encouragement. 2 days later, when Janet comes to me and says my party's sucking, and I've been watching her party and I realize she hasn't taken my advice, then it's time to get kind of honest and say, hey, you came to me, you asked for my advice, I gave it to you, and you didn't do it. Can you tell me why? So it sucks sometimes to be in those positions, because we have to be real with you guys. When you come to us with issues and we give you a solution to your problem or let you know where to find the solution and you don't do it, it's frustrating that you would keep coming to us. I don't know how else to say that. I want you to be able to come to us, but when we give advice, you need to be able to use it. This advice comes from experience. It comes from what we've seen with other people on the team. It comes from what our uplines have shared with us. It comes from a lot of places, so it's not like we're just pulling something out of our butt and talking about it, okay? So not only with parties, and you guys might not know this, but the leaders on my team, when something comes up and they're not really sure how to handle it, or they want another opinion, what do? They talk to me about it, okay? If I don't know what to do, what do you think I do? I talk to Jennifer Thomas about it, because I am not above asking for advice for my team. Don't think for 1 second I am. And the moment you can't take advice is the moment your business is going to start to falter. I can promise you. So please do not put yourself in that position. Now, I know we don't all, there's some people that really just want to be like, hey, good job. Oh my gosh, you did it. Woo! And there's some people that are like, you know what, if I don't do my daily list, like, you need to tell me, But here's the thing. I don't know what everybody needs. And I can't keep track of what each individual person needs on the team. So sometimes we have to go with what is best. Sometimes it's tough love. Sometimes it's encouragement. Sometimes we are being a cheerleader saying, hey, good job. And I'm willing to do all of those things, but I need you guys to understand, if I call somebody out and say, hey, you're asking me about parties again, and I gave you advice which you didn't follow last time, what's going on? That's something you need to deal with. Like that's something you need to work on. This is how I train my leaders, because why? I was trained the same way. It's all about duplication. So if you're on, say, Mary's team, and she's like, hey, you didn't follow my advice last time. Like, honestly, it's like, why should we take our time again to give you the same advice when you're not doing it? It's an interesting concept, and it's a really tough position to be in as a leader sometimes because we don't always know the right thing to do. But I will tell you, when we don't know the right thing to do, we figure it out. So when one of my leaders, say Mary or Brittany, or I'm not going to name them all off because then I'll forget somebody and somebody will be all like upset. A lot of times when they pass things on to you, it's because we talked about it. It's because I have said, this is what we should do in this situation. If you choose not to follow what they've suggested, that is okay. These are tips that we're giving you. You do not have to follow our tips. It is your business. You may do whatever you want with it. Just understand, if you don't follow the tips that we've personally learned ourselves, that we've had our uplines share with us, that we've seen other team members do, if you don't want to share those, do those tips, that's fine, but you're shooting your business in the foot. Now, I don't claim to have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. That's why we continually do training and self-development. But it is pretty safe bet to say that I would have more experience than a lot of people on my team with this business, because obviously I've been in it longest and I have 400 people on my team. Okay? So when you guys ask Mary something and she passes it on, a lot of times we've talked about it. So quite honestly, in my opinion, if you aren't interested in listening to that, that's kind of a bad on you. No, we don't all get along. I know that's hard. My personality doesn't always clash with somebody else's. There's no way we can always all get along. And if we don't, then, and you want to run with your business, then you need to figure out how to make it work. If you can't get along with your sponsor and you want to run your business, figure out how to make it work. Okay? There is Whitney's website. There are YouTube videos. There are books. Go figure it out. Like, that's amazing. Go for it. But don't sit there and say, oh, my sponsor and I don't get along or whatever. Like, go figure it out. Like, you know, that's kind of what it comes down to. So when somebody starts their sponsor or their upline, whatever, it should be their sponsor, but not all sponsors are, you know, into the business. So sometimes it's on the upline. We say, what do you want out of this business? Do you want a product discount? Do you want to build like hardcore, or you want money? And you let us know. And then we get a roadmap, right? We figure out the things that you need to do to get you there. And when you come to us and you say, well, I'm just not getting results or whatever, we're going to go back to that roadmap. And then it's on us as your sponsor or upline to let you know, here's the deal. You're not getting results because you didn't follow the roadmap. So there's a lot of just sometimes when we just have to be real, like, here's the deal. And I know it sucks to be receiving that, but I actually, from the beginning, I have gone to my sponsor and said, will you look over my page? Will you look through my training group? Will you just take 20 minutes and tell me what I can improve on? So she's going to go look at the interactions I have with you guys. She's going to go through my page. If I had a party going on, I would ask her to look through the party, and she's going to give me feedback, because I am willing to take that constructive criticism and advice to move on. Another thing I wanted to point out, and this one I'm super passionate about, so I'll try not to get too crazy. As a leader, it is hard to give 400 people all the exact same attention and time. So what you want to do is work with the people that really run with the business. They're going to be just product users that aren't going to require as much of your time. So this is why it's really important to figure all that out. But my point is, it doesn't help my business. And it's not all about me, but just listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't help my business to spend 5 hours every day with somebody that doesn't take my advice, doesn't do what's suggested, is whining, is negative, won't work their business when they're saying, I want it, I want it, I want it. But if they're not willing to listen to what I'm saying, it doesn't work for me to keep working with them. So this is a little secret, maybe I shouldn't tell it. What we have to do a lot of as leaders is really find out who is serious and who would really appreciate our time. I know that's an interesting concept, but here's how I do it a lot. If we're talking, I'll give you a task. Be like, hey, can you go watch Sherry's video on so-and-so and let me know when you're done so we can talk about it. So this does a couple things. It's going to be whatever I ask them to do is going to be relevant to the current issue they're having. But if they're not willing to take my advice and go do what I ask and get back to me and let me know their results, they're not serious about the business. And I'm going to spend more of my time with somebody else that is going to watch the video I ask. This goes with phone calls too. Hey, are you available Friday night at 7? We need to talk. If they continually not being available, even if you set up, a mutual agreed upon time and they just won't really take the time or they reschedule, they're not serious. If Jennifer Thomas said, hey, I need to talk to you, I don't care if I was in the bathtub. You guys, I'd be like, call me now. Are you kidding me? I want to hear what you have to say. Is it because I suck today? Give me some advice so I can do better. Okay? So these are all signs of things that we look for to, find somebody that's really serious in our business and help them grow and help them move on. So if you're one of those people that's been asked to possibly do a task, and I'm not just talking by me, remember this business is about duplication, so my leaders do this too, okay? If you've been asked possibly to do a task and you haven't done it or you haven't replied, we're gonna move on. I know that maybe sounds harsh, but that's just kind of how it is, because we can't spend our time with Sally Sue for 5 hours a day when she won't even take our advice, when Sally is over here like, what should I do next? I did this, this, and this. What's the next step? And she's ready to jump on our advice. Okay, so here's some advice I want to talk to you guys about again. Do you remember how I said earlier these are tips? You don't have to do them? That is exactly correct. But this tip is not just from me. It's not just from one of my leaders. It's not just from Jennifer Thomas. We're talking Whitney husband Sherry Brown status. You do not have to do it, but I do think you're making a mistake if you don't. I believe that, okay? Kidnappers. This is what I do with kidnappers. They get signed up and I understand they're a kidnapper. That's fine. Let them know, hey, I'm gonna get you into I'm gonna add you into my training group. There is going to be training information posted, but you're gonna want to be in there because there's going to be pictures and there's going to be things about specials. And if you ever want them for picking out your right shade of makeup, or you want to know what the current special is, then you're gonna have access to it. Add them to the group, post a welcome. If they're saying no, it's probably because you gave them the option. If they're saying, I don't want to hear all the notifications, how do they even know there are going to be notifications in this group unless you've said they would be? There would be. See what I'm saying? Both of those things are kind of on you and how you present it. Okay? If they don't want to be in the group and they just say no after you've said, hey, I'm adding you, you don't really say like, can I add you? Or I hope there's not too many notifications. Like, if there are, no, just say, hey, like, don't make it a big deal. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this in just a second. Make sure you welcome them in there, and then let them do their thing. If they need you, they're gonna come to you. That's how it should be anyway. Do you guys know who Kelsey Stacy is? She started last October, and she went green in 11 weeks. Okay? She's a rock star. She started out as a kidnapper. She didn't want anything to do with the business. She just wanted the product discount. Do you guys know Mary? Mary on our team, Mary Morawski? That's a personal one. Product discount, just wanted the kit. Leave her alone. What's she doing now? She's going to be green next month. Watch her. It'll happen. What would have happened if her sponsor didn't add her and she didn't get to see the fun and the excitement? She'd be inactive by now because she was probably just, wanted the kit or whatever. Antoinette Williams, you guys might not know her. She was in Vegas with me. She's the purple on Jennifer Thomas's team, Kidnapper. Okay? I'm telling you guys those three because they're people that I personally know, and you guys all know Mary. So just because people say they're going to be a kidnapper doesn't mean they're necessarily going to be too. Oh, let's get even more personal. Hey, Tracy Madison. Tracy was a kidnapper. Yeah, not anymore. She has a team. Okay? So my point is, by all means, don't add them. Don't shoot them a welcome about how excited, you don't have to post a welcome saying, I'm excited for you to get your fun kit, I'm here if you need anything, or I'm excited for you to get the product discount. You don't have to do that. But I think you might understand my point and why I'm saying this. Now, if you've heard this about the kidnappers, it's because I teach this to my team. And this business is all about duplication. Why do I teach this to my team? Because I was taught it. So it just goes on and on and on. So I hope this video makes a little sense. I feel like I was rambling a little bit, but I got a little passionate. When I get passionate, I got crazy. But just to recap, I want you guys to understand that the advice and the tips and the training that you hear is a collaboration, not of just your sponsor or your leader. It goes on up and way past me. Okay? So do with it what you want. If you have questions about it, shoot me a message. I'm perfectly happy to answer it. But just know that the leaders on my team, if they were doing something that I thought was like way off on the other side, I would tell them. I'd say, hey girl, what's going on? I seen you doing so-and-so. It's not about micromanaging. It's about helping the people on your team. Okay? Anyways, that's all I got, guys. Peace.